Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Winds of Change. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, it's on Steam. So, on the last Let's Play, well, let's just take a look. Load. Oh, right. We were at like that much morale, and then that happened and it went to 50, and then it went to 25. Mainly because, like, yeah, I was just trying to remember because we left a quick cliffhanger that Sovi snapped his fingers, all the honor guards suddenly became OP, started killing everyone, almost everyone died, pretty much everyone died. Damek's dead, we touched the idol, Sovi fought us with the sword, he saw a vision and ran away. Oryx is like thousands of years old somehow. And this guy appeared. We're hoping that we also brought everyone back to life because we touched the thingy.
But sometimes, the silence can be maddening. We can convince ourselves that purpose is not important, self-destructive. Purpose breeds strength and victory. We desire victory.
He stands up and holds out his hand. I grab it and he pulls me to my feet. This is the first time I truly see him. He's covered in scars from head to toe. Almost as if he endured torture or something far worse. Tattoos adorn his arm, much like those on Ulrich's body. Who was this?
We need no name. A name defines an individual. We are many, and therefore cannot be defined. This body is merely a tool. It bends to our will.
So is he like the souls of all the people that were killed and put in the suits of armor?
We know how confused you are. It's always the same. Come with me. There's still much we need to do. Damek, right? That's the name of your leader?
Turns around and looks at Damek's body.
You said that name in your sleep. You called out to him, but only we responded. He lives. We took care of that while you slept.
Nice. He's alive. I look over and watch his chest move up and down. He's breathing, almost in disbelief at this. I'm almost. What happened?
We will tell you both. There is much to discuss. With the exit cut off, we have sufficient time. A funny concept time. Perhaps another day.
I walk over to Damek, and the mystery man takes slow steps again. His limbs appear stiff, as if they'd been unused for a long time. I kneel down and shake Damek softly, placing my hand on his shoulder.
He should have been awake by now. His wounds were grievous. He was saved. We were limited, but we did what we could. Rise.
He says this in a demanding tone, and Damek starts to move. His eyes slowly open, and looks at both of us as he comes to.
Sailors? Am I dead? What's going on?
Salus? I laugh softly and telling him he's not dead. But he seems to have me confused with Salus.
Salus?
Mother? Friend? Oh wait, maybe the, leader. Wait? His eyes are fixated on the mystery man as he says the name. Take a few steps back, confused and scared at the same time. Oh, maybe that's the corpse. Their dead leader, but maybe possessed? Could it possibly be? No, there's no way. Makes no sense.
How are you alive? How am I alive?
Good question. This isn't right. Salus was dead. Our old elder, the rebellion's founder.
Salus, the name of this vessel. He no longer lives. Do not use this name. As we said before, no name is required. We simply exist.
Damek and I look at each other, utterly confused.
Please explain. I don't understand.
I don't know. The man points at the center of the room.
You will have a seat. You may be satisfied. Or perhaps not. We have some answers, but not all of them.
I reach down and help Damek up. He grunts. There are no wounds in his abdomen. There's nothing. This would require some serious explanation, and fast. I take Damek over the center of the room, and we sit down. The other man, however, looks over the exit and inspects it.
Trapped, as always. Do you trust your comrades? We think they are your only hope.
If they survived...
There wasn't much to survive.
Yes.
Like, all of them? Like, did they all come back to life? Or... I mean, maybe the only one that he was able to get close to. He walks over to our location and sits down. I guess all we could do was wait to get rescued. The Rebel HQ was full of digging tools after all.
You will ask, and we may answer.
He sits in silence and waits for us to make the next move.
Who are you?
The idol is no more. Its energy was released. It may still glow, but it will soon go dim. Lifeless. Energy must be stored somewhere. Less wasteful. Much of it went into that sword you carry. Some of it was used to heal your wounds. The rest, well, we found a vessel to use.
A vessel?
This body expired long ago. It offered no resistance and no identity. We thought it would be fitting. We desired a voice.
Who is we?
We are what you call the spirit realm. Until now, our power was stored only in objects. That, and vessels which had their own voice, like you.
Huh. So the old elder and old leader of the rebellion got possessed by the entire spirit realm. He looks at me.
So, let me get this straight. The power released from the idol healed us, and it took over Salus's body so it could talk.
Correct.
So, I'm talking to the spirit realm right now.
I would think that'd be like a place, you know?
A portion. The rest resides in her body and the sword. However, the spirit realm is just a term you created to define us. We are more than that, and we finally have a voice in your world.
Cool. Damek gulps, getting a little frightened.
Are you peaceful?
Do you come in peace?
That is a relative term.
Are you going to hurt us?
I mean, he hasn't.
No.
What is your purpose?
An impossible question. Do you know your purpose?
Fair enough.
No, I guess not.
We only wish to aid you. Please do not question. It would please us greatly to see the triumvirate fall. We are their victims, just as much as you are, Damek.
Victims?
You do not know the truth of what we are. It is understandable, because we could never tell. Using this voice, we wish to make our suffering known. And using this body, we wish to enact our vengeance. If this is acceptable, we will join you after rescue. If rescue comes, that is. Until then, we talk.
Damek nods, taking this very well, actually. After all, he's talking to the corpse of his former leader. But a strategist needs to adapt to change and overcome it. Or maybe he's just numb to the trauma of these events.
Of course, but you need to explain. What is the truth of the spirit realm? Were we so wrong that you needed a voice?
I'm not sure if that's the right questions. Like, were you so wrong?
We do not blame you for your interpretation. Given your situation, it made perfect sense. But yes, you were wrong. Very wrong.
About what? Me and Damek look at each other once more. I'd never believe this if I didn't just cheat death. But given the circumstances, we can't deny the truth. This was the living embodiment of the spirit realm. Much like the idols, but able to walk and talk as well. And if that was the case, then there'd be no more secrets. He would tell us everything about the spirit realm. The undying questions of our history, finally answered. What was their purpose, and why did they influence us? The answers would change everything forever. Eventually, ending up in the war room, everyone looks around frantically. It wasn't much longer until they noticed the back corner of the room was caved in. Rather than digest the current events, they search for Damek and the Cirrus.
They must be down with the idol.
Can we even get down there?
Go back to the crew quarters, Fortim. You too, Valessa. Bring us some equipment. We should be able to reach them if we dig.
Of course. What should we look for?
Pickaxes, shovels, stuff like that. Anything to help us get through that rubble.
Right.
They both run off in search of supplies. It was clear that the tunnels caved in, but how bad was it? They cling onto the hope that everyone survived.
Hey, are you sure you don't want to join them? Shouldn't they have some sort of protection?
No, everything will be fine. Alex and his forces are on guard. Nobody else will be coming or going.
Then what about Sovi? Do you think he's down there?
No, he's probably long gone.
But I didn't see him run off anywhere. We were all in the tunnels, weren't we?
That's the point, Pro. You don't see a man like him. He comes and goes as he pleases.
Oh, okay.
Crosses his arms, both confused and concerned.
What should we do while we wait? Are you sure you don't want me to help them?
I'm certain. We need to talk, Pro.
About what?
Let's say Damek did fall in combat. What would we do then? What's our next step?
I don't want to think about that. Losing Salus was more than enough. I'm sure he's alive. We'll find him.
But what if he's not? We need to think, Pro. Things would be in our hands.
Our hands?
Yes, we'd be the new leaders. How would we come back from this?
I mean, what about the rest of the rebellion? Like, it was pretty much slaughtered, right?
I don't know if we can.
That's why I sent those two away. I don't think they'd be ready to hear this. There's a very real chance that the Cirrus is dead. If that's the case, then there's nothing we can do. We'd never be able to win this war conventionally. That blade in their power was all we had, Pro.
I don't know, Ulrich, but I feel like they're alive. They wouldn't give in so easily.
I guess we'll find out.
And we need to trust in the spirits, right? They showed Damek a vision of our victory.
But they also showed Valinorth's destruction. We know that was false. They attacked our HQ instead.
Are you saying the spirits were lying?
I don't know, Pro. It's too complicated for me to say. But something tells me we can't trust the spirits anymore. If they come out from that tunnel, it'll be as changed people.
The mysterious man takes a deep breath before starting to talk. Damek and I sit forward in awe, almost in disbelief at the situation. The spirit realm was using the vessel to speak directly to us. I'm not sure if we should be honored or terrified.
The rulers of this world, the triumvirate, already you take up arms against them. This is good. We were unable to do so in our current state. We were trapped.
Trapped?
It all happened in the blink of an eye. Our glorious monarchy, destroyed in an instant. They showed no mercy. They showed nothing. Something happened. Something beyond words. We were simply living life, and then we were not. They forced us to watch them defile our world.
I don't understand.
Neither do we. But that is what happened. They stole our future and our bodies. We were prisoners, bound by celestial chains as they had their way with our world.
So they didn't create Alestia?
No, but they created you, the new residents of Alestia, built in their image of perfection to counter our corrupt nature. They stole our world and our future, handing it off to you.
So your corruption?
This is incredible.
This is confusing.
We do not share the same opinion.
No, I meant the story. I can't believe I'm hearing this right now. We always knew there was more to this world.
This is why we needed a voice. We've suffered for eternities, unable to speak, forced to watch, and cry for help upon deaf ears.
I have a few questions.
Of course.
So, the spirit realm is more like a prison, and it held you and your people captive. Then what are these visions and idols all about? Almost all of our culture has been built around them, especially Valinor, which is where the CRS comes from. Rumor has it that the Triumvirate wanted to destroy the idols.
Over time, we were forced to adapt. We changed. The idols are manifestations of our desire to reach out. They gave us the ability, however minimal, to speak with you.
The visions, you mean?
Yes, but our power was limited, and we were censored. This is why we could never tell you the truth through visions. Whenever we did, the Triumvirate made you see something else.
That's what they did this time then? We saw Valinor getting attacked and strategized about that. But it seems like their plan was always to attack us down here.
Indeed, which is why we chose not to create another idol. Instead, we chose to influence the members of their honor guard, the barracks, the living quarters, the weapons. We did it all for you. We did it so you would survive this trap and help us seek vengeance. It seems the cost was dire, but we succeeded. We shall succeed again. We wish to aid your assault on Balteus and take back our homeland.
So you come from Balteus?
We lived all over Alestia, but Balteus was our capital. The castle there housed the monarch, our king or queen. We may have been corrupt, but we lived in peace. We were happy.
What do you mean by corrupt?
Yeah.
We are not certain. Perhaps there is inherent evil in all of us. The Triumvirate deemed that a flaw, and rewrote the world. When your kind was first made, you were mindless slaves, forced to carry out the Triumvirate's bidding. No free will. That is a gift we gave to you through the idols we created. Slowly, our corruption merged with the purity of your kind. That was the first step. After that, we created seers, beings capable of hearing our plight and leading insurrections. To this day, all have failed. We were not strong enough.
Wait, I know where this is going.
The man stands up, motioning his arms to suggest we do the same. Damek and I both do as instructed, dusting ourselves off while looking up at him.
Yes, that is why we gave the CRS all of our power. Enough to wield that blade against your creators and our captors. The timing seemed correct. It is a gamble, but with favorable odds. However, there is another matter at hand. There is no more spirit realm. The idols are all gone, and the power resides within us and that blade. The power within you, CRS, is immense. You carry on our legacy. So now, I will call you what you are.
He immediately kneels down and looks at the floor. If I wasn't mistaken, it looks like he's swearing fealty.
Rightful heir to the throne of the monarchy, my queen. And I will serve you in this fight to take back our world. And together, we will all be free from their grip.
Queen?
Queen. We exchanged glances, confused and shocked. The power inside of me made me the heir to the throne? Knowing the truth of the spirits was enough, but this was too much. Take a few steps back, overwhelmed. How could I possibly expect it to process this?
Maybe we should slow down here.
We must not. To slow down would be giving them time. They've had enough. We've watched for far too long. The weight of our kind is upon you. Do not let us down.
Before I can even react, I hear a sound from the other side of the room. The rubble that blocked the exit started to crumble and fall to the ground. I can hear a harsh impact of a pickaxe. They found us? Actually, you don't use a pickaxe to, you don't hit a rock with a pickaxe. It's to get between cracks and pry him open. The man remains notes on the ground. I tell him to rise. He obeys without question, clearly respecting my authority. He considers me his queen. I have no idea what to do or say.
As you command.
All of us turn to look at the exit. It isn't much longer until the light pierces through. Final bit of rubble is out of the way, and Ulrich emerges.
Damek, we were so worried that you...
He immediately stops in his tracks, staring at us. It's clear that he's shocked at the sight of Salus. But Tame Valessin Pro enters shortly after.
What?
Ulrich steps forward, immediately cautious. He looks ready to grab his blade at a moment's notice. I can understand how his confusion and shock manifest in this way.
At ease, Ulrich. I'll try my best to explain.
Damek steps forward too, as if to guard both of us.
Everybody, let's go back to the atrium. There's much to discuss, and I'll tell you all the truth.
He looks over at the mysterious man and simply gulps.
Things just got a lot more complicated. For all of us.
We all enter the atrium and notice Ulrich is still visibly shocked and angry. It seems the same, however, it's less intense. They seem to recognize Salus. Even Valessin von Tape, reading yawns, seem anxious. Our old and very dead elder, alive? Bodies scattered the floor as pieces of white and gold armor, as well as... Damn, so those people didn't come back to life. Rebels cry, cradling the bodies of their fallen comrades in their arms. There weren't many people left standing. This was a catastrophic attack. True morale has reached zero. Damek walks over to the nearby staircase and waves me over to Salus. Follow after him, slowly ascending the stairs. It's time to tell everybody. When we get to the top, he rests his hand on the railing, taking in a deep breath.
I guess this is it. Where do I even start?
He shakes his head before clearing his throat. He had a lot of ground cover. The noise echoes through the atrium, and the surviving rebels turn to look. Seeing Damek at the top of the stairs, they gather to listen to their leader.
They say that mercy is the mark of a great man. But there are no great men in war. We've seen that here today. War is only a game to see how much you can lose before giving up. But trust me, we will never give up. Join me, brothers and sisters. Grab a blade from the floor, even if it belonged to their honor guard. Take it. I'd prefer that. The Triumvirate may think they've crippled our resolve, but no. Each swing of that blade will carry the weight of our fallen comrades behind it. We will use that weight to crush their army and make them pay for this attack.
More rebels start to crowd around, looking up at Damek. They have smiles on their faces as they nod along to his words. This inspires him to continue his speech, his morale rising quickly.
When the Triumvirate looks down on that blade in their final moments, I want them to know that they sealed their own fate. Mark my words, family. The Triumvirate shall fall. They will burn for what they've done here today. And in the end, they will beg for the mercy they were too unkind to give to us. We will free this world from their grip and deliver it to the hands of the righteous. Our dynasty will be marked with blood, yes, but theirs was marked with far more.
He looks over at Salus and motions him to step forward. Doing so, a lot of rebels look shocked, much like Orican Pro.
The Spirit Realm has given us one final blessing. The truth. Standing here before you is not Salus. He has become a vessel. This is the Spirit Realm embodied, powered by our underground idol. Driven by the howls of countless spirits, he seeks vengeance. But he has also brought with him the answers to our every question. No longer shall we live in the dark. We know the true nature of things.
Everyone mumbles amongst themselves, clearly confused. I glance over at Orican Pro, and they seem a bit more calm. As odd as the truth was, they seem to trust Damek no matter what.
We are not the only victims of the Triumvirate's wrath. The Spirit Realm is not what we believed. Not at all. What we cherished and worshipped was a prison. A prison to house the previous residents of Alestia. Residents that were deemed too corrupt by the Triumvirate. As they were pushed aside, we were created to serve. The Triumvirate did not create our world, but they did create us in the image of perfection. We were pure and existed only to follow their every order. But over time, the previous residents reached out from their prison. Growing in strength, they created what we called the Spirit Idols. These were used to slowly give our people the gift of free will. Though pure, we lacked the abilities to be ourselves. This was the greatest gift we could ever ask for. They opened our eyes, allowing us to fight back. But so far, every insurrection has failed. This is what we will change thanks to the Seeress.
He moves me over and I take a few steps forward. They will stare at me with hope in their eyes. A perfect counter to this despair they saw earlier.
You see, the Spirit Realm is no more. All of the energy in that realm has found a new home. Some of it is in this vessel, and some of it is in the blade. But the largest portion resides within the Seeress. This is why she is uniquely capable of wielding the blade. Alestia's previous residents, the ancient monarchy, are responsible. They saw a way to help us defeat the Triumvirate and took it. But you see, we no longer fight for ourselves. We fight for everybody. If we lose, both us and the monarchy perish. We cannot let this happen. We are the only people capable of carrying out this objective. There won't be another chance. No more seers, no more blades. We will show them that their vision of a pure world is flawed. But, in order to do so, I must step down as the general. You see, this army is no longer mine to lead. I'm sorry. This new truth changes both the world and our cause.
Damek motions for me to come closer. As I do, he smiles. Standing right beside him, rest my hands on the banister. I see such a wide array of emotions coming from the rebels' faces.
As I mentioned, the Seeress was blessed with immense power. But what she truly has within is the souls of the monarchy, giving her the strength to use that blade. She is our champion. But she is more than just our champion. She is our queen, rightful heir to the throne of Alestia, our true ruler. By decree of the spirits, we are hers to command.
All eyes are on me now. I glance over at Vles and Fontaine. They're in complete shock and awe at this revelation, but I am too. Without saying anything, I reach back for the blade and pull it out. I look at the rebels and hold the blade up in the air. It beams with light from the surface, serve to illuminate its beauty. This elects rigorous applause from the rebels as they cheer me on. Has risen by 5%. I smile looking down at my friends and comrades. In this moment, it seems like the hope we lost finally returned by like 5%. There was lots to take care of, but we knew that this wasn't over.
If you'll excuse us, we need to make some new plans. But I'll have an itinerary posted in the barracks by morning. Until then, please do your best to clean up this atrium.
Also, who's the general now? I mean, if he says I'm the general, like, I could be queen and queens and kings need generals and stuff, you know?
And please, bring the bodies down to the spirit idol. It seems only fitting, and there's plenty of room. With that said, you're all dismissed. Thank you.
Damek turns to face me and Salus. He smiles, realizing his job's done.
Well then, back to the war table. We need to talk about our next step. Without a bigger army, we won't win. And I think I know what to do. Come on, bring your friends too. I'll grab Ulrich and Pro. Let's do this.
Something seems different about Damek. He's not as happy and energetic as he was before. Well, he did die, and most of our army was pretty much massacred. And also, what's his name betrayed us, because he's an absolute moron. He seems a lot more confident and resolute. When I get to the bottom of the stairs, Bless and Fontaine appear. I can tell that they're overwhelmed, but they also seem happy for me. They seem to disregard the resurrection of Salus and focus on me.
I always knew you were special, but a queen? And no more spirit realm. What's going to happen?
Well, first thing that's going to happen is I'm going to save. 5% morale. Boy. With that kind of morale, it's kind of like that one thing where one person gets hit by a bad guy in like XCOM and everybody in your entire team panics. No good. Well, that's going to be the end of this Let's Play. So anyways, please comment, because I like comments, tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and would like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos to help it grow. And please remember to spay your animals to help control the pet population. And until next time, Let's Play, GamerWolfSix wins a change. See ya.